Hey, what's happening, guys? Tim Lloyd here with my man Jeff Hobbs. It's the Zero Hour, and we are talking some Aries 8 going down next week at the world famous Cotton Eye Joe, Friday, June the 3rd. Jeff, today we've got the other half of our main event joining us. We spoke to Justin. No, actually, Justin Jamar stood us up. We didn't speak to Justin Jamar. We were supposed to talk to Justin Jamar. He no-showed us, but he said he's going to be there to fight. So we're going to talk to his opponent today, Daniel Gonzalez.
What is up, guys?
Daniel,
It's Daniel
what's up,
Gonzalez
buddy?
and the plan.
Yeah, all right, man. How's it going?
Doing all right. You guys caught me right. I was finishing up some cardio.
Nice, nice. Well, we were in the last hard push, I imagine, here 1 week out from the fight. I guess we're getting that weight in order and giving that last hard cardio push. Of course, I just mentioned you're going to be taking on Justin Jamar in the main event. The winner back in that title picture that you were really close to getting to the top of that mountain already once. Last time out against Craig French didn't go your way, but then you were at the Chattanooga show where Craig took on Justin Jamar for that title. Craig got the better of Justin on that night, and so it only makes sense for you guys to kind of duke it out to see who gets next.
Oh, definitely, man. I was there for when Justin Jamar fought Craig French, and it was a battle. It really was. I saw some things that actually surprised me. I didn't. Honestly, the last thing I expected for Justin Jamar to do is a Harai Goshi. When Craig came in for for his takedown, he immediately turns into Haragoshi. I'm like, wow, that's actually pretty nice.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I thought that we all talked after that fight. We thought that Jamar looked probably even in the loss, he looked it looked good. All the same, this is certainly one of those style clashes. I don't think that it gets any more striker versus grappler than this. Huh?
Oh, for sure, man. That's how it was when I fought Craig. It was definitely striker versus grappler. He just had. He executed his game plan, and to say the least. And his jab was his biggest asset, and he used it well.
I said the same thing that night. I thought the jab was on point. What's the biggest thing you took away from that fight? Would you say? I'm sure that you were on a nice roll at that point. Had knocked off three guys in a row, finishing guys, looking really good in the grappling. What did you take away from that fight? The old cliche goes, you get a lot more out of a loss than a win oftentimes.
I'd say the biggest thing I can take away from that is being able to push through the misery. He stuck me, Craig French. He got me, a few good times. And I wasn't too worried about it, and I just wanted to push through it. If we would have gone the distance, or if he would have, laid me out, or I would have laid him out, I was willing to push through it.
Jeff, we've been here for pretty much all of Daniel's fights. One thing that is a common denominator in all of them is this guy is greedy to the max. You're going to have to lay him out if you want him to stop coming forward. Are you muted, Jeff?
Yeah, I was.
Ooh,
Yeah.
red light's on.
The light was off. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To me, Daniel's a callback to the kind of the throwback fighter. Just the tough as nails, like you said, gritty. Um, like I said, just kind of as young as he is, a throwback to the old school kind of, in my eyes. But Daniel, that being said, there's got to be, a part of you that, while you embellish and relish the role of the warrior and the just tough as nails fighter, it can't be the funnest fight at the end of the night to be in every time. So have you been kind of trying to uh, is there some part of you that kind of wants to change that stigma that I'm not just the rough and rowdy, take 50 punches to give one, hard nosed fighter? Are you trying, or do you want to show people that there's way more skill than what you guys are seeing?
Oh, definitely. Another thing that I wish I would have done when I fought Craig was really utilize my grappling. I've been able to do it in previous fights, but that's what I want to be able to showcase more of is my grappling. Yeah, I can take a hit, but it's like I also want to be able to dish it back too, and I want people to know that. I want people to be like, "Hey, that boy Daniel over there, he can throw down."
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, you were talking about that last fight, and definitely some adversity because once he found the nose, And you could tell as the fight was going on, it really started affecting you. They weren't
Yeah.
power shots, they weren't hard shots, but they were definitely precise shots
Mm.
that just repeating them in that same spot was really starting to bother you. But that being said, like you were just alluding to, just that push through the pain and like I'm going to keep going, I'm going to keep going. Um, we already talked about the fact that Craig and Justin are very similar type fighters. So kind of like what Tim said, not only what have you done, but what did you learn from that Craig fight that you think Justin's going to bring the same thing? How are you going to fix that? If Justin's bringing a lot of the same aspects that Craig brought to the cage, what are some of those things? I mean, I know you don't want to give up too much of your game plan and things like that, but I mean, when you got an opponent who's bringing kind of the same, tool belt to the fight as the last one did, and the last one didn't work out, there's got to be some things that you're going to try to fix.
Yeah, I mean, the game plan's pretty much the same. I'll leave you guys to figure that out on the night of. But just, I guess, if I had to add a little bit more details, relaxation and sticking to the game plan and not worried about what the other person's doing. Because after a few good jabs landed in a row for Craig, like I started worrying like for the next jab. If I'm being honest, and I'm like,
Sure.
and by the time the next one landed, I'm like, oh snap! Like I gotta do something else or something.
Right, and I guess like you said, it's not really giving away a game plan as much as it is the obvious.
Yeah,
Standing there and just deciding to be tough and strike with a striker, didn't work last time. So, and like you said, you've got so many other facets to your game, but you wanted to put on a show. He was striking. You wanted to strike. You wanted to show that you could take his shot. You could, that you were tough. But maybe it sounds like you're being honest with yourself that I can't be lured into another sniper battle in the center of the cage. I got to do what I do best, and that's get close, get inside, and make it a different type of fight.
for sure. That's the name of the game. I mean, I've grown, over the weeks, gaining confidence in my overall striking. I mean, we literally had some like kickboxing matches like a few weeks ago in the middle of a bar. It felt like some Jorge Masvidal stuff, but it's like I told and it was me and a few of my teammates. I'm like, look, man, like you take away the bright lights, we were wearing boxing gloves. I'm like, you take away the small gloves and you take away that big crowd. You fight under the Aries lights or UFC lights. It's just another backyard fight, like how Jorge Masvidal then grew up, and that's what helped me to gain a little bit more confidence and have a little bit more relaxation and see things honestly.
How did the kickboxing experience go?
It was fun. I mean, it wasn't anything really sanctioned. I mean, they were so unorganized that Nalo did the matchmaking.
Okay.
Like I
Enough
literally had
said.
three. I had my first boxing match, which I had really fun in that. I mean, it was an exhibition match. The dude, it was his first bout, and then after that, I had two kickboxing matches. I went 1-1, which, like I said, I had tons of fun. I mean, second guy that I fought, I wouldn't. I mean, you know what? I'll say this. He reminded me, now that I saw Justin Jamar fight, he reminded me a lot about Justin Jamar, about as far as technicality goes. And I feel like I've seen Justin Jamar throw a lot of kicks. So that guy was throwing a lot of kicks, and just it felt too fancy for me. So all I had to do was relax, move out of the way, block if need be, and just stay calm.
I think that's definitely a good thing that you're able to get that stuff in because obviously it sounds like you had quite a bit of good ring time, if anything. I think you've kind of gone over it a couple times now. Just kind of getting yourself to the point where you can think straight in there and think clearly. Go through your game plan and think clearly while the fight's going on, to where it's not just such a crazy blur in there. That's huge. And honestly, man, we give a lot of props to Justin Jamar for being kind of a one hitter quitter guy. He's got big power, but in that same regard, your submission acumen is very similar. Like, even in a fight where you're losing, and when you were losing to Craig, I was sitting next to Jeff, and the whole time I was like, he's still live because if this goes into a scramble at any point, you can still snatch something up so fast. It kind of is that equivalent of that one hitter quitter of your own.
Oh yeah, for sure, and just that willingness to be able to chain grapple. I mean, I have nobody to thank but the Lewis brothers. David Lewis, Josh Lewis, and I mean Jordan Lewis. He hasn't been around. He just started coming back.
I heard.
But I mean, those guys alone that they've been able to help me with my train grappling. I mean, we don't go over a whole lot of technicality, to be able to grapple like that. But it's just the willingness to push through it. And like those guys, if they can chain grapple, I mean, those are the guys that would be able to help with that.
Well, definitely excited for it, man. You can catch Daniel in the main event about a week from now, next Friday, June the 3rd, World Famous Cotton Eye Joe. Daniel, before we let you go, I want to let you get some shout outs where they're doing. Any friends, family, training partner, sponsors you want to give some love to, I'll let you have at it. And also let our viewers know where they can find your social media.
So I'll start with social media. On Facebook, my name is Dan Gonzalez, and I got Instagram, Dan the Plan. If you don't know me by Dan the Plan, you finna find out.
Dan the Plan, I like it.
And I want to give a few shout outs from the heart. Got a friend, Jason. He's no longer here with us. Got another friend a few days ago, no longer here with us, and all those kids that are no longer here from Texas. I know that cuts deep right now, but people always ask me, why do you fight? Why do you do this? And I want to be funny and say, hey, because I can't sing or dance. But honestly, it's like I've dealt with depression, and I've dealt with those thoughts, and I've dealt with being beaten down to your knees. And sometimes somebody's not there for you. And I guess to get back to the original question, why do you fight? Because I want people to know, even if they see me on TV and they're struggling with something, I'll be there for them. I mean, I'll be obviously I'll be there, spiritually and physically. I mean, even if I don't know that person, like if you're listening to this right now, if I don't know you and you're struggling with something, know I'm there with you, like from the bottom of my heart, and I'll stand by that. If we ever meet each other in person and you want to speak to me, I'm here for you. I'll listen. The last thing I want to do is see a post about that we're remembering you. So that's a little bit that I want to share from the heart. A couple shout outs. The Hyacin crew. You got the Hyacin crew in California. You got the Hyacin crew in Charlotte, which we're actually going to be at a Go Course seminar in Charlotte once all the fights are done. And then my mom, she's been the biggest supporter. I'm sure you guys heard before that. She didn't want me fighting in the beginning. And then she just woke up one day and said, you know what? I'm here to support you. And I was like, you know what? Hey, full steam ahead.
Awesome.
Whatever happens, and, enjoy the ride.
Hey, man, we appreciate your time, brother. We're really looking forward to this. Big opportunity for you to bounce back. Your first main event, going down next Friday night at the world famous Cotton Eye Joe. Your tickets at fightertickswiththenext.com. You can catch the pay-per-view at combatcast.tv. Hey, Daniel, we appreciate your time as always, brother. We will see you in one short week. Best of skills up there.
Oh, for sure, man. See you guys.
See you next week, buddy.